That's enough.
Okay.
What's with that guy?
We come back
Kimari
into the
Ronso,
series at,
of the Ronso tribe. He's learned the fiend's way of fighting.
That's not what I meant.
He's another Yuna's guardians.
Huh?
Sometimes we don't understand him either. Kumari doesn't talk much anyway. But he has protected me since I was a child.
yeah. As you see there, we come back into the series at the start of a battle between Titus and Kimari, and that's our supposed introduction to the relationship between Kimari and Yuna, and basically how Yuna has been protected by Kimari for all these years. It's an interesting dynamic between Yuna and all the rest of the characters throughout this whole story, because they all have their part to play in it all, but it's interesting how things differ between the relationship with Yuna and the relationship with others in the party, as you'll come to notice.
That's your department, right?
True. But, why don't we let our summoner show us what she's made of?
And so here we get the chance to
Show us what you're training.
we get the
us
chance to show what
Okay.
Yuna is capable of and what she's really in the party for, you know, from a battle perspective. Because yes, at the end of the day she's there for white magic, but that isn't the only reason. Yes, the graphics are incredible. The that first summon you saw with you will have saw if you caught part 1 with Valifor is interesting, because there's the whole dynamic of the fact that some of them there had not really seen that sort of a situation before, and you sort of see that through Titus's eyes. You know, as you're seeing a lot of the things in the series through Titus's eyes, he starts the series sort of, you know, in a sense, not completely lost as far as being in Xanderkind is concerned, but lost as far as what's going on. And, you know, not really being able to understand what happened with Xanderkind, and, you know, still trying to pick things up, pick up the pieces and figure out fully what it is that's happening. So there actually was an overdrive that Valifor has that he's capable of outside of Energy Ray, that is able to be gotten when you're back of the village, and unfortunately for me, I had known it was there because it's something that I had stumbled upon in the
No
past.
problem. Leave this one to me, huh? Say goodnight, birdie.
But unfortunately, it's something that you have to get at the time while you're there, because if you don't get it at the time, you end up having to beat the Dark Aeon later. Dark Valifor later. At least I believe it's Dark Valifor. It should be, if I remember right, because I believe it would have been the same Aeon that you would typically get there. So, if I'm not mistaken, it would have been Dark Valifor. You end up having to fight him and defeat him in order to get back into the island, or back into the village, and so the fact that I missed that isn't too big of an issue. It's a little bit better overdrive that you can get, but by no means is it the difference between you being able to go through the game and not being able to, for sure. Hey Jeff, good to see you come in. How you doing tonight, brother? Well, this birdie, as you called him, is quite a bit bigger than the average birds you're used to seeing. Okay, so I need to take a little bit of a second here to figure out exactly how I want to move through things. Okay, so that's moving into the light magic. Next of the dark magic is down this way, which means I'm going to want to go down this way to follow Lulu's typical path. Jeff, that's, it's not actually a baby per se, it's, how do I explain it? It's kind of somewhat like a, I don't know, I can think of it as maybe a voodoo doll of sorts. It's not even really a voodoo doll, it's, how do I put it? If you were playing D&D, it would be like, the item that a wizard would cast his magic through. They're dolls, basically. And she has a number of them that she could be holding throughout the game. When you change her weapon, per se, what you're changing is the doll that she's holding. And that is, I'm assuming, it's never actually been told to me, and I don't think it's ever said throughout the series, or throughout the game, but I think it's basically meant to be the item that she's casting her magic through. Which is why it is that you see her, you'll see when she goes to cast magic, you'll see that she typically will get down and the doll will have its little action that it does. So yeah, that's essentially what meant to be the item she's casting her magic, essentially. This way. Yeah, we'll go ahead and save here, why not?
Goodbye.
And so, Yuna boards the boat to depart from Besaid and continue her journey.
Word is, that summoner's got noble blood.
I heard she's Lord Braska's daughter.
You don't say.
Lord Braska's daughter? So, is Yuna's father famous or something?
She's the daughter of High Summoner Braska. You saw his statue at the temple. Lord Braska defeated Sin 10 years ago. Yuna's the heir to a great legacy.
It's tough when your father's famous.
Huh?
Wakka's a bit lacking in the imagination department.
Huh?
Thanks, Lulu. I'll keep that in mind.
I'm not entirely sure whether or not that little interaction between Lulu and Titus with Waka there was meant to be a jab at Waka's intelligence or something else, quite honestly. Yeah, you wouldn't be the only one, Jeff, don't worry.
The wind. It's nice. You're a blitzball player, aren't you? From Xanarkin, right?
You hear that from Waka?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Waka. Waka doesn't believe me at all.
But I believe you.
Huh?
I've heard in Xanarkin, there is a great stadium, all lit up, even at night.
Huh?
Great blitzball tournaments are held there, and the stands are always full.
How do you know that?
A man named Jack told me. He was my father's guardian.
Checked. My father. His name is Jecht.
Amazing! You know, our meeting like this must be the blessing of Yevon.
Sounds like him, but it can't be him.
Why not?
My old man, he died. 10 years ago, off the coast of Xanarkin.
I'm sorry.
He went out to sea for training one day, and never came back. And no one's seen him since then.
Why, that's the day that Jecht came to Spira.
But,
It's true, I first met Jecht 10 years and 3 months ago. I remember that was
just,
the day my father left. The date fits, doesn't it?
Jeff, just pull Twitch up on your Xbox and then have
but how would he get here?
have the broadcast pulled up on your phone too, and you can text through that
You're here?
on the TV
Are you not?
if you like. I do it all the time. Right. Yeah. Well, to my knowledge, there's no other way to do it. Unless, of course, you want to pull it up on a computer. You pull it up on your computer, you might be able to potentially do it on one screen that way. I generally don't do it that way because I don't feel like dragging my computer out when I'm looking at somebody's Twitch broadcast, because generally speaking it's not already out, so I don't feel like going to the trouble of doing it. Generally what I do is just pull it up on the TV and on my phone and then just mute my phone.
Stick a harpoon in him and we'll all get dragged under.
Zin is going for Kilika. We gotta distract it. Our families are in Kilika. Forgive us, Lady Summoner.
Oh boy.
And here we go. An alternative version of Moby Dick. Yeah. Yeah, you could say that, I guess. You wouldn't entirely be wrong, I'll give you that.
This place is crawling.
The fin, that's where they're coming from.
How do we want to do this? I think I'll stick with the fire. That's not a soccer ball, that's a blitz ball. Waka is a blitzball player at heart, and that just happens to be his weapon of choice throughout the series. Yeah, the game that, yeah, Blitzball's the same game that I showed you before that you saw. Same thing, yeah. He just, that's his weapon of choice throughout the series because, let's face it, as much as Waka wants to say he's a Guardian, and yes, he is, but he's also a Blitzball player at heart. The way I see it, there's all this talk of him retiring after this next tournament, and maybe so, but if he really cared to be away from the game that much, he wouldn't be attacking every monster throughout the game with a blitzball at the end of the day. Yeah, exactly. And let's face it, his heart lies with blitzball, so yeah, I mean, it really makes sense when you think about it. Critical hit there by Waka. Nice job. Another critical by Walker. He's doing well this fight. And there we go. 'Tis the end of this infight for the time being. Lose his ball? Of course not. Waka would never do such a thing. Might change them around depending on, what weapon I have. You may notice a difference in how it looks. Okay, so if I remember properly, it's just gonna be the two of them, so I really don't have to worry about switching people in and out this time, which is convenient from a battle perspective, I suppose. Now, let's try to give this guy a little bit of a headache and make him not be able to hit as often. Because that just makes sense, right? Well, he's by no means brainless. That much is for sure. If he was brainless, he wouldn't have the brains to try attacking me in the first place. was not brainless, then he wouldn't attack you because he'd see you're more powerful. But, and again, I'm also judging him as a jellyfish, not a, yeah, well, yeah, that's understandable. I suppose that makes sense. Ow. That hurt a little bit. This is getting to be quite the problem. Now, maybe now that he has Dark Inflicted again, maybe I can heal up a little bit without too many problems. There we go. Yeah, 168. Yes. Of course.
When Sin attacked Xanarkand that day, I woke up in Spira. I kept hoping it would work in reverse, too.
I will defeat Sin. I must defeat Sin.
I was just fooling myself. Maybe it was that day, on the sea, under the burning sun. I started to give up hope. I was in a foreign world, I wasn't going home. This was my new reality, and I was stuck in it for good.
For the record, for anybody that happens to watch this later, just so you know, I am not by any means intending on going all the way through without doing a few battles to strengthen the party. I
have come from the temple
fully
to
intend
say,
on gaining strength.
Oh, Milady Summoner!
if there is no other summoner here, please allow me to perform the sending.
Thanks, BT.
Our loved ones. We feared they would become fiends.
Please, take me to them.
We'll go see what we can do to help in town.
Huh?
I don't think I can get through this without a... Yeah, I don't blame you. I really, really don't. The drunk is dry. Yeah, no kidding.
What's ascending? Are we going somewhere?
You truly are clueless. Are you sure it's just your memory that's the problem? The dead need guidance. Filled with grief over their own death, they refuse to face their fate. They yearn to live on and resent those still alive. You see, they envy the living. And in time, that envy turns to anger, even hate. Should these souls remain in Spira, they become fiends that prey on the living. Sad, isn't it? The sending takes them to the far plane, where they may rest in peace.
Summoners do this?
Well, Lulu knows as much as she does for a reason. I won't spoil anything for the people that don't already know better, but suffice it to say, she has her reasons for why she sounds like she has so much experience. Believe me, there will come a point in the series where we will more touch upon why it is that is the case. just so happens, as sad as this scene is meant to be, it's also one of my favorites. Very beautiful. Even if in somewhat haunting kind of way, it still has its beauty.
It must be tough, being a summoner.
Yuna chose her own path. She knew from the beginning what it meant. All we can do is protect her along the way, until the end.
Until the end? What's the end?
Until she defeats sin.
Oh.
I hope I did okay.
You did very... They've reached the far plane by now, but no tears next time.
I wished there would never be a next time. No more people being killed by sin. No more sendings for Yuna. Everyone stood there watching her. It was strange, and somehow horrifying. I never wanted to see it again.
You awake? Captain Walker's waiting for you.
Ah, there you are. Visate Aurochs, huddle. On to the temple, where we pray for victory.
Go!
High Summoner O'Holland used to live in the Kilika Temple here. Yep, Lord O'Holland was once a great blitzer, you know.
Waka. Praying for victory's all good. But is this right?
Something wrong with enjoying blitzball?
Is this really the time?
This is the only time. The players fight with all their strength. The fans cheer for their favorite team. They forget pain, suffering. Only the game matters. That's why Blitz has been around for so long. At least that's what I think.
Whatever you say.
Let's play and win, right?
Right.
Temple's beyond the jungle there. Let's go.
You know, I've thought this for a long time and I still think it, that there's some major wisdom in Waka's words. The fact that games can do such a job in letting people forget their sorrows and letting people escape, even if just for a period of time. Whether it be typical sport, whether it be video games, same thing.
What's up?
Yuna's saying she wants you with us.
Huh?
I want to ask you to be my guardian.
You know what? There's no time for jokes, yeah? He may be a blitzball whiz kid, but up against fiends, he's a newbie.
Not a guardian, then. I just want him nearby.
What?
What? What do you mean?
It's just that, well,
We're all going to the temple anyway. Can't this wait till later?
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have...
There's nothing to be sorry about. I'm just not really sure what's going on.
My apologies.
A tabletop RPG for me, yeah. Yeah, I mean, for some people that is just the same, and that's exactly to my point, that it doesn't have to be games in the form of typical sport. It doesn't have to be video games. It doesn't have to be tabletop RPG for any particular person. A game is a game. They come in multiple forms. One form or another.
Why don't you use
Doesn't
Lancet
change
on
the
it?
fact that for some
What's a lance?
it can.
Normally, it's a skill
Can
that
be
weakens
nice.
enemies and heals the user. But when a Ronso uses it, that Ronso can sometimes learn Fiend's abilities.
Hey, sounds cool.
Ah. Yes, the Lancet ability that that Lulu was just referring to. Very useful as a Ronso. That is exactly why Mari has just learned Seed. Some way of simply escaping life, just getting out there and being able to enjoy things and have something that agony of monotony. Yeah, yeah. Very true. Very, very true. Yeah, and you know, being as good a friend as you are to me, Jeff, I'm sure you know me well enough. You understand exactly the reason I say these things, because many people have their versions of pain they try to escape. Well, I'm no different. I don't exactly make it necessarily a secret to anybody that I have cerebral palsy. It definitely is not without its level of pain. There's no doubt about that. Okay, so go down this way so we can get scan. Okay, so we've got Yuna and Walker left. To essentially get stuff for. Now, if I remember right... Yeah, these are the null spells, so... I want to go... Is that something I want her to have? Extractability. You know what? I definitely want somebody to have that, but I think I'm gonna leave Kamari to get that, because that's something better had by somebody that directly attacks. Let's face it, direct attacks are not Yuna's strong suit, so I'm gonna forego her getting that, and leave it to somebody that can better use it. I think that would make more sense. Okay, actually, now that I think about it, it wouldn't be a bad thing to have Kamari and Waka go down there and get it. Could very well do that. Not a bad idea. I wonder. Really? Ugh. That was not what I had.
I could take care of those alone, huh? Take that.
Not that big of a deal.
Piece of cake.
Yeah, she is a healer. She uses white magic. I mean, she does have... There are certain ways and abilities that Yuna has that can very well deal pretty substantial amounts of damage. But unlike somebody who is more adept at doing direct damage, say Titus or Orin, she is not built the same way. Her damage comes through the Aeons, mostly. See, I don't really think that I want to fight that just yet. I want to do a little bit of fighting and level these characters up. I certainly don't want to get to the point where I haven't done enough fighting there. Weak.
Anyone thirsty?
There he is. And frankly, though, it may take some time if you are to take that time
Don't
and
strain yourself.
do a little bit of extra fighting and make the characters stronger.
Take that.
It also does make the game easier at some points, too. So... yeah, that, what you saw there was her first Aeon that she gets. It's, that's Valor.
Take it easy, huh?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
See ya! You like that?
Yeah, and, you know, though it may take a little bit more time to go through and
Focus on the fight.
No worries.
do some more fights, level up, make sure that I'm by no means weak at points where it matters, it's worth it, because frankly, I'm a subscriber to the idea that if you do a little more fighting and level yourself up, and the fights that you run into later that are more major fights not being so hard, I don't like the idea of them being hard for no reason. Frankly, I don't like the idea of going through a game and having to do an area in a game over and over and over and over and over again, because you're really speaking not leveled up enough to do so easily. I see no point in not being leveled up to the point where you can do so easily, because in a game like this, you can do worlds to help yourself if you actually spend a little bit of extra time fighting. Yeah, exactly. Smarter, not harder. Exactly. That's, you know, you may be taking a little bit more time in the long run, and obviously that is going to lead to you, you know, having more hours in a playthrough that I guess would be, in a lot of ways considered filler to most people. Yeah, sure, maybe it would be.
Too late to beg for mercy.
I just like the idea that, to me, the game is a little bit more fun. God, I did horrible there. The game is a little bit more fun if you take the time to do that. Because, I mean, to be quite honest, this game is about the story for the most part anyway. You know, and yeah, it can be about the idea of the strategy with the characters and whatnot, too. Really, the strategy with the characters is kind of laid out for you if you do things in a certain way. The only real time that the strategy with the characters will come into play is if you decide to purposely take a character and do something that wouldn't be considered normal. I'm actually a fan of taking Kimari, for example, and giving him white magic. And the reason is because I like the idea of having more than one character in the party that can have healing magic, for one. And for two, there's actually a fight that we'll run into later. And because I've beat the game a billion times, I know this already. There's a fight that we'll run into later where Kimari is literally the sole focus of that fight.
You're not too bad.
And
You ain't seen
the way
nothing
that
yet.
fight works, if you have him at that point in time where he has white magic, then you run into a situation where that fight is frankly a piece of cake, because the way that fight works, if you actually take and give him white magic fast enough to where he is able to have it at that point, he can heal himself through that fight, and frankly, you can land your way through that entire fight and literally leech the life out of the enemies that you're facing, and literally lancet them to death. And it takes a little while. The fight's a little bit longer because of that, but it's also, you know, between that and the healing magic that he has at that point in time, he's basically invincible. There basically is no way to lose that battle if you do it that way. have to make a bit of a decision here as far as what direction I want to go in. Bribe, attack. Delay attack, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is one of Titus's normal abilities that he will learn. I'm thinking I might go down and grab extract speed with him as well, just because it's kind of nice to have somebody that has it. So that may be something I may decide to do. Because why not, frankly? At least that way somebody has it if I happen to need it for whatever reason. Okay.
Yuna! Aeon!
Just who do you think you are?
Oh yeah!
I think
I'm ready.
White magic. Oh, you know what? She actually doesn't have, well, I was gonna go with Null Shock, but she actually doesn't have it at this point, so I guess it's not really an option. Well, it's kind of a free attack of sorts. Nothing I do here is really gonna be huge. I guess I'll just use Lancet for the time being. There we go. That works. Okay, now how do we want to do this? I mean, I guess I could, theoretically, I could run him down there and get him started on white magic right off the bat if I wanted. There's really no reason not to if I'm going to use him as a double white mage anyway. Right. And, you know, the one thing to know, too, is that's kind of one of the reasons that it can be good to be able to use the Expert Sphere Grid. Because I think the normal Sphere Grid that you would start with, I believe, is locked off in more areas. It might even physically be different. Physically be differently designed. I don't know for sure, because I've honestly seen both Sphere Grids side by side, so I don't really know that for a fact, but it's entirely possible that they're designed physically differently. What I do know is it's a lot harder, nay, impossible to actually get the situation I'm trying to get with Kamari easily with the other Sphere Grid. I'm just not entirely sure whether it's locked off fully, or whether or not that's something that is doable with that Sphere Grid, and it just takes a little bit more time. Because honestly, I've never compared the two Sphere Grids well enough to know that. And you did find out how to get it to be. Okay. Alright. Well, that's good to know. Found out how to get it to be just text on phone. That's good. Yeah. Yeah, the Flyers being Waka's specialty is
Company, halt!
The fiend
definitely
before us
interesting.
is Ochu, Lord of the Wood. We've had trouble with this one before. Remember, discretion is the better part of valor.
Discretion is the better part of valor, huh? Alright. Don't know if this'll work or not. Nope, apparently he's immune to it. I couldn't remember. Being a plant, it burns easily, yeah. That makes perfect sense. Ow. I don't think Kamari really appreciates being poisoned. Thank you very much. Really? You missed there? That kind of bites. Ugh, really? Come on. Yep, we're gonna try the best we can to burn this plant to the ground, as they say. Oh, great. That's not gonna help. This is gonna hurt. Ow. Oh no, I think the poison's gonna kill her. I didn't realize how low her life was when I used that. Ah, crap. I don't even think I can bring her back with Yuna right now, because I don't have life. Ah, jeez. That was a bit of a mistake, but that's okay. Because we do have a few Phoenix Downs. Ow. You know, that poison claw of yours is getting annoying. Better heal Lulu, because she's very likely to... There we go. I knew it. Now I feel a little better about the party. Ow. Speaking of feeling better about the party. Sleep as a plant could somehow, yeah.
A summoner and her guardian.
Sir, we should fight too.
We'll get our chance soon enough.
Young crusaders gather around. We'll beat sin into the ground. This'll be easy. Oh yeah.
That was kind of, just a waster move right there, of sorts. I have a thought or two running through my head with Lulu. Not entirely sure about a couple of things, but it is good to see Yuna get more of her null strength. That's definitely gonna help. There we go. So now we have somebody that has extractability if I need it. So, at least the good news is, we may not have necessarily spent as much time as I usually do in these areas, but we've done enough to at least get a few more sphere levels out of it, like, that much is for sure. Ah, yikes.
Let them come. Aid us. Now what?
Now what? Why are you asking now what? You're a black mage, you should know now what, especially with these enemies in front of you. Didn't get my timing right there, but we may as well line them up. Even so. Probably could have killed him if I would have gotten my timing right, but that's alright. He's gonna die anyway. We ran out of ability spheres. That bites. And it really bites because there's 2 places at this point where I really need them. Fail. If I remember right, I do believe there's one of them that has extracted already, and I can't remember which one it is, and it's funny because I literally just was looking at that. Okay. Now, it's down here, is it not? Okay, so it wasn't the fact that they had extracted, it was the fact that they were by extracted. It turns out they don't have the ability sphere that I need to actually make that a thing right this second, which is entirely ironic. Oh well, we can change that. You know what? I'm actually not going to move him. I'm just going to leave him there because I can get extractability without even moving him right now anyway. Or I'll go ahead and move, but I'm going to leave her here for the time being. Till I can do other things with her. So I think that'll be it for the time being. I think what I may end up doing, just for the record with this playthrough, what I may end up doing is I may end up doing some off-camera leveling up. Some off-stream leveling up. Ow! Eventually. Just to get the strength of the characters up so that some of the boss battles aren't insanely hard and I don't have to face him 14 times to beat him. Or even make it possible to beat him at all. Because I don't like the idea of having to do battles over and over again on stream. It's just not fun. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do some off-camera leveling up for the sake of that later on.
Time to get down.
Oh, oh. These stone steps have a history, you know. Yep. Lord O'Holland trained here at his peak.
A race, huh? Think you can beat me?
Yuna, if you would.
Ready?
Hey!
Huh? Hey!
I love how Yuna takes off, everybody else takes off, and Titus is still left just sitting there.
No!
Everyone, quick! Sin spawn!
This is going to be an interesting fight, I can already tell. Yikes. That's not fun. I'm gonna let Kamari get in a fight here, or a hit rather. And actually, hang on a second. Think what I mean. Also, I can't actually... Am I looking at that right? I am. I can't actually attack the... Did I take the tentacle out sooner than I thought I did, or... I'm a little confused. That's okay. Either way. Ooh, that was a good critical by Valifor. Venom. Another critical. Nice. That'll be a big hit to this poison plant's big ego.
Yeesh.
Sorry about that. Hope to break you in a little slower.
Being a guardian's tiring.
You handle yourself pretty well. You got talent.
Hey. So, what are these sin spawn anyway?
Fiends. They fall from Sin's body and are left behind in its wake.
Leave him alone and Sin comes back for him. You gotta be quick.
That moment when Waka told me I had talent in battle, I think that was when I started seriously considering becoming a guardian.
I was able to get everybody involved in that fight, which was definitely good, because the idea that I needed some leveling up is something that definitely going to be helped by the idea that everybody got involved there. Alright, so let's see here. We don't have any more ability spheres. So that's going to have to wait with Waka, but that's not a bad thing as long as he has the spheres and he can move when he needs to. What ability is that again? Oh, that's Provoke. Okay. I think that's actually what I'm gonna want to get with him too. But the thing is I definitely need to go that way anyway. And the thing about it is if I don't have ability spheres, there's really not much I can do right this time at the time being. So with Waka and Titus, I'm kind of froze for the moment. But that's okay. Not super worried about that at the moment. I'm gonna get white magic with Kamari, so I want to move him down. And then I can get away with moving her one more spot because I can still get to everything I need to get to. Okay.
Huh.
So, they got fiends in Xanarkand too.
Just a few. It's a big deal when one shows up, though. Hey, since when have you believed me about Xanarkand anyway?
I've been thinking, maybe people Sin gets to don't die. Maybe Sin carries them through time, like 1,000 years through time. And then one day, maybe they just pop back, see?
Amazing. Simply amazing. You make up one theory after another, refusing to face the simple truth. Sin didn't take Chapu anywhere. Sin and left him on the Jose shore. Your brother won't just pop back. Oh, and one more thing. No matter how much you want it, no one can take Chapu's place. No one is Sir Jekt, for that matter. And there's no replacement for Lord Braska, either. It's pointless to think about it. And sad.
I could never be what Chapu was. Well, stuff happens. Best not to worry.
Waka, Lulu, and Waka's brother, Chapu. Something had happened between them a long time ago. I was sure of it. Well, whatever it was none of my business, that's for sure. Best not to go there.
You here to pray for victory too?
Us? Pray? Who needs to pray? The Luca goers always win.
Oh yeah? Then why you here?
We've been praying for some competition this year.
So what's your goal this time? You gonna do your best again? Ha! It's too bad your best isn't good enough. Why even bother showing up?
This time, we play to win.
Ooh, play away. Just remember, even kids can play, boys.
See you in the finals!
We'll beat them. We have to.
You know that team?
Putting people down. They're as bad as my old man.
But Sir Jekt was a kind and gentle man.
Well, not my Jekt. Even 10 years after he left. Just thinking about my old man got me angry. But maybe that was just my way of keeping him... Nah.
Yeah, the interesting situation there with Lulu and Waka. It's, she was in the mood she was in for a reason. She was in that mood because she's always felt as though Waka has been looking for a way to try to prove that his little brother didn't get killed. And, you know, I can definitely not blame him for that. He doesn't want to believe that his little brother's dead. He wants to believe that something else happened. And this whole situation with Titus, and Titus getting picked up and transported, per se, by Sin, has given Waka some hope that maybe the same type of thing happened with his brother, in a sense. Except for the fact that that's why you... And that's exactly why you see Lulu mention to him flat out. Without even mincing words, she mentions the idea that he wasn't picked up and transported. Sin crushed him and left him on the shore. And that was kind of her being blunt about the idea that, like, listen, he's dead, you need to move on. And that's, you know, as emotionless and cold as that sounds, it was done for a reason. It was done because Waka, at some point, needs to move on and realize that his brother's not coming back.
I think Waka needs to do a little more praying.
Lord O'Holland, guide our feet.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Jeff. Mourning is a part of healing. That's true. You know.
My name is Yuna, from the Isle of Besaid.
Donna? So, you're High Summoner Braska's daughter. That's quite a name to live up to. My. People are yours? My, what a rabble. As I recall, Lord Braska had only 2 guardians. Quality over quantity, my dear. Whatever were you thinking? I have need of only 1 guardian. Right, Bartello?
I only have as many guardians as there are people I can trust. I trust them all with my life. To have so many guardians is a joy and an honor. Even more so than being my father's daughter. Of course, I would never think of questioning your ways either. So, Lady Donna, I ask of you, please leave us in peace.
You do what you want, Bartello, we're leaving.
A guardian is someone a summoner can rely on. Someone she can trust with her life. I wondered, did Yuna feel that way about me? What's she smiling about?
The faith is below. Let's do it.
The faith?
But first, the Cloister of Trials. Kamari, Waka, ready?
Strength, everyone.
No! Ah! Hey, what gives?
You're not a guardian yet.
We'll be back as soon as... okay?
Oh, sure. Soon. Like tomorrow soon, I bet.
Where's Yuna? Then why are you here?
Hey, I'm not a guardian, so I'm not supposed to go in, right?
Not a guardian, you say?
Hey, wait! Ah! Let me go! Go! Hey! What's the big idea?
Just a little game.
Huh? This is bad. Really bad. Only guardians allowed. And I'm sure no guardian. Well, I guess it's too late now.
Okay. And so we begin the next cloister of Dwarves. Now, if I can just remember exactly why this is here. Hang on a moment. Huh. Interesting. You know, it's interesting that there's a pedestal in each of these two. Oh, I think I remember what I have to do. It took me a second. There we go. Okay, oops. No. Push. I want you to push up. There we go. I believe that is where this comes in. There we go. If I can just remember, I don't think this is supposed to be neither of these two. I know it's that's supposed to break. How? I'm supposed to do so. I'm starting to get some memories back. Hang on 1 second. I gotta stick this here for a sec. Take you out of here. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take you. Since I know it'll be needed anyway. I'll go back and grab the other one. There we go. It always takes me a second to remember how to do these.
It was Donna and that big musclehead man.
Yuna will be the one to suffer the consequences.
What consequences?
She could be excommunicated.
And for the record, I know there's more that have destruction spheres that have items too, but I don't remember how to do them all. So, don't by any means expect me to get them all throughout the game. It's not gonna happen. Not unless I wanted to look it up, but I'm frankly not that worried about it. I'm doing the playthrough for the sake of the fun.
The chamber beyond
And the stream
is
for
a
the
sacred
sake of the
place.
fun, frankly.
Only summoners may enter.
What? Even Guardians can't go?
It's taboo.
Oh.
Kamari gets all pissed off.
So what's in there anyway?
The faith, remember?
Oh yeah, that thing, right.
The faith are people who gave their lives to battle sin. Yevon took their souls, willingly given from their still living bodies.
Huh?
Now they live forever, trapped in statues. But when a summoner beckons, the souls of the faith emerge once again. That's what we call an Aeon.
All that in this room? So what's Yuna doing in there?
She prays with all her heart for a way to defeat sin.
So basically a necromancy. You mean a necromancy in the sense that they are praying and that the Aeon is a dead being that was brought back to life as the Aeon? Is that your thought? It is. Yeah. I mean, in a sense, yes. It's a spirit that. Yeah. I mean, you'll even see later in the game exactly what it is that happens. Later in the game, it's actually shown what's happening behind this door, and what's happening when Yuna goes in here and starts to pray. So. For now, for the sake of the for the sake of this playthrough and for the sake of the fact that others will eventually see this,
There was something I
I'm
didn't tell
not going to go
anyone else
too in
that
depth.
day. That song we heard there in the temple, I knew it from my childhood. It was proof that Spira and Xanarkin were connected. Somehow. At least to me it was. Maybe that's why suddenly I felt like I just wanted to go home. I tried to say something to tell them, but the words wouldn't come.
Yeah, that's something that is, for a little while, is kind of behind closed doors, quite literally, in the sense that you don't see what's going on, but eventually you do. There comes a point in the game where you eventually literally see what's going on behind these doors every time she goes in here to pray, and see exactly what happens. So, for the sake of the fact that I'm doing this playthrough and that I know that people may eventually see this outside of the live stream, I'll keep my mouth shut so that I don't spoil anything. And no, I usually just keep them the way they are, for the sake of the story.
I thought I had put my feelings for Xanarkin behind me. But they were there, and they grew inside me bigger and bigger, till I was just about ready to burst.
Are you okay?
I don't know.
What do you want to do?
To scream real loud.
Yeah, but part of the reason I don't change them is because when it comes to this story, I am something of a purist in the sense that I like to keep the story the way that it is. And I know there really isn't very much you can change with the story, but I don't like to change the names because that's just what they originally were. That's what they're meant.
Booyah!
And I like the story so much that I don't wanna change it. I know eventually at some point I'm gonna need to get extractability, because that's a big ability with me every time I play this. And the reason is because I almost always run out of ability spheres early in the game if I don't have extractability to be able to get more. And it kind of drives me nuts because I'm in the position I'm in now where I'm kind of stuck and unable to go anywhere until I get that. Partially because there's certain things I don't want to not be able to get now and then move on and then later have to backtrack because it's a pain in the neck. I'd rather just wait until I have this and then be able to extract all the ability spheres I need to be able to get everything. It's just, to me, is easier. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing with me, is I like, and you know, with stories that I am not so familiar with, and with stories that I don't love as much as I love this one, I really probably wouldn't care very much. And, I mean, honestly, changing the names isn't the worst thing in the world. It's not like it wouldn't kill me if that was the case. I don't mind when I watch playthroughs of this from other people, and they change the names. That's fine, if that's what they want to do. But I generally don't, and that's why, because I love the story that much that I just don't really like to do that. It's really the only RPG I've ever played that I genuinely love from top to bottom as much as I do this one. It's so close to my heart, which is why I've beat this game God knows how many times. I can't even tell you how many times I've played through this story at this point. I mean, I tell people I've beat it over 20 to 30 times, and I mean that legitimately. I quite honestly have probably played it more than that. I've just frankly lost count at this point. It's just the way it is. And I'm not ashamed of it, because the game to me is just incredible. It's a game that is worthy of that kind of a playthrough. And it's also a game where you can... It's also a game where you can certainly not pick up everything right away. One playthrough is not going to be enough, in most cases. You forgot to get the drunkest drink. Yeah. Yeah, no kidding.
Ooh, them's fascinating clothes you're wearing. Yeah! Filthy, filthy. These won't sell. Or me name's not Awaka. Don't look like you got much money, either. I've no business with you. Out of me way.
Who do you think you are?
Awaka the 23rd. Merchant extraordinaire.
Awaka the who?
Don't know me? Well, not many do. Not yet.
Okay. And this is where I shall save and call it quits for part 2. So, as it just so happens, my friend Jeff came in and hung out with me tonight and spent some time, and I appreciate it, Jeff. Thank you very much. Very, very much. The support is always very appreciated. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I hope you guys had a good time. I hope anybody that watches it in the future has a good time. And next time we will see what happens with the boat ride and continue things. So, take care for now, guys. Shall see you next time.